So let's start. So I think there is no doubt in this program. Last class we have done this program. We have simply used two functions. One is fopen and second is fget, and then fclose. No, so today we are going to discuss just these functions in detail, and that is the topic for which we are going to consider for NSEM, because there are other branches also. So we are only teaching you all to open a file and close a file. That's all. So what happens when you open a file and close a file? So returns a file kind of pointer, character name, and you can say a string to which is representing the file name, and this and the mode in which we want to open that particular file. So these two are the arguments for that particular function. Okay. So yes, it may be possible. Okay, chalo, ये discuss करते हैं. Okay, it would open file which is name is passed as a string, as a file name, and given in the mode this. So there are number of modes. There are, I have told you, append mode, write mode, read mode, and there is a combination of you can write, append, write, read, write, and so on. So you can make all these combinations, and you need to just pass these as in double quotes. Okay, so what happen when you call this fopen function? Okay, so there are basically three important steps. First, it search on the disk for the file to be opened. You have given a name. Let's say I have given a name whose name is on screen, Paramveer. I have given a name param.text, and let's say I have given location C, my folder. Your compiler does it searches your file in this particular location where you have given that, okay, my file is present. So now there are two possibilities. What are those two possibilities? Yes, either your file is present or it is not present. Okay, done. So then it hold the file from disk into the memory. Okay, so if the file is present, okay, if the file is present, it is going to copy that file from the disk. From the disk, what I'm meaning, what I'm referring disk here?
Permanent memory.
Permanent memory, or you can say your hard disk. Okay, so from hard disk, I'm copying that file to the memory buffer. Memory buffer, you can say, where your program is the actual space of your program is allocated. So I'm just going to copy the part of that character pointer that point to the first character of the buffer. Okay, so now what you have done, I told you na that this fp pointer is going to point at this. So what your compiler actually does, it copy the content of file aps, cs, ecp, and so on, done in the buffer, and points the and return the pointer which is pointing to the first character. So these are the three important steps when you try to open a file and it is present. So these are the three steps. Okay, what will happen when file is not? Okay, or maybe by mistake or intentionally you have given a wrong path. Okay, what is going to happen? It is going to return a null. Okay, so have you heard about the topic error handling? Error handling?
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. So error handling is basically files. Okay, why? Okay, so let's say if in the same program, just assume this same program. Okay, let's say this file is not present at the location where you are giving PRC1. Okay, so this program is going to give you an error. Okay, or simply say it is going to store null in this, and then if f get ch if f that c tries to access the character from this location, what this will get? This will get null, and it is going to print null, and so on. So it may stuck in a infinite loop. Okay, bache? So this is kind of a dynamic error. Okay, so you can predict.
Before I start, I just want to let everyone know that by no means.
So in this program, if I just want to like add error handling, what I need to do? You are not audible, Suryansh. Yes, anyone?
सर if condition लगा देंगे, if null है तो break कर देंगे.
Yes, simply. Before we are going to check by a if condition, if fp is equal to null, then we are not going to print
सर
error
आपकी
here
आवाज लैग कर
that
रही है सर.
file known and else. Am I audible?
सर आपकी आवाज बहुत लैग कर रही है.
बहुत लैग कर रही है, समझ नहीं आ रहा कुछ.
Voice में lag आ रहा है actually. I got disconnected. Am I audible now? Yes, still there is a lag. Am I audible clearly?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, na? Okay, good. ठीक है
सर
बच्चे,
आपका
done.
स्क्रीन लेकिन दिख नहीं रहा सर.
ये नहीं दिख रहा यार. Okay. What about now? Yes.
सर ब्लैक ब्लैक ही आ रहा है सर.
Not visible to anyone.
दिख रही है सर.
So visible है.
Visible है यार. Chat your and हाँ.
सर मुझे विजिबल नहीं है.
मुझे भी visible नहीं है. Okay. So बच्चे please check your internet connection. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, when we
जी,
use
बच्चे.
this, sir, when we use this exit function, then we have to pass some parameter or some argument for it.
No, it's the same thing, huh? It's the same thing that we used to do in return zero wala concept. As it's zero, it is going to exit the function and going to finally return the code as a exit that the program is ended with code 0. It is just tell if you are using the ring to exit function multiple time in your program, so then you can pass different code. Like for a particular location, you can pass exit other location, you can pass exit 1, so that when you will get a output, you will able to know कि आपका program is ended from where, from which location. Okay, your program is terminated from which condition.
Sir, मतलब optional
We
है.
use a yes. Normally we pass 0. We tell our compiler that okay, the program is ended. Okay, I have already shown you this in a class where we have discussed this thing. Okay, so yes, my screen is visible, bache, now. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, done, huh? So this is kind of a file handling. Done. So what is the file structure? Okay, so this FP pointer file, this is not going to store only a pointer to the character. It is going to store the other things also. So that's why there is a special file structure, and we have a pointer to that file structure. Okay, so let's see. So file information like mode of opening, size of file, place in the file where from the next read operation would be performed, and number of other factors, like okay, pointer, where is the right pointer. These are all the different pointers. Okay, these all pointers are maintained in this structure. So this file is derived structure type data type. Okay, so this is kind of this file, and it is storing number of it is like it is storing character, star p star mode, and it is storing name of file and so on. So this is a kind of structure user defined. That's this stdio standard input output header file. Okay, so this fopen returns the address of a structure which need to be saved in file star fp. So it return a structure variable fp, which basically points at the first element of a buffer, and it also include all this information that you have opened which particular file, what is the mode of opening that file, what is the size, where is the seek pointer, and so on. Okay, done. So while opening a file for writing, and fopen may fail, that we have already done due to number of reasons. Okay, the reasons are like the file is not present. Okay, and the file is in protected mode. Okay, let's say Aditya told that, okay sir, I don't want to don't allow anyone to write in my file, and if I try to open Aditya's file in uh, who is Anika Sharma? Is she a member of your class? Yes or no?
Yes,
She is
sir.
already in the class.
You are there, Anika?
सर वो
Okay,
participants में already है.
and and it is if the Aditya has protected his file, that nobody is allowed to write, and we try to open that file in aditya.txt. We want to open that file in a writing mode. So this is also cause of failure. So failure may be due to anything. Okay, another reason of failure is in that in the C you can use a limited size file. It's not like a आपने there are data files na of Twitter and like this in Stanford, there where they have stored the network in a Excel format, So the size of those files are in 1 GB and all that, in a text file in .csv format. So if you try to open those kind of files, so let's say size of file is 1 GB, and you try to open in C, and your program is only allocated with 10 KB. So your buffer size is much lower as this. So this in this case also, when the memory is not sufficient to store the full file, okay, then it may cause the failure. So that to avoid the failure, so the best thing is to use a kind of a error handling. Error handling is that you are predicting that this may happen, and you try to avoid this by using. So we just try to that if FP is null, then we simply you can put any warning, can't open file, error, and so on, and then you can exit simply. So this is not going to hamper the any other functionality of your program. So this is also an exceptional case, not always going to happen. Done. And second is the read and writing from the file. Okay. And for reading, we already know that we have used getch, f.c. Okay. F gets the character from the current pointer position, advances the pointer position so that it can now point to the next character. So these are the two steps now that I have already told you. So it first reads the data from the current pointer and then advances the pointer, or you can say simply increment the pointer. Done, and then return the character that it has read. Okay, which is collected in CH. Okay, you simply store it in a simple CH way. Okay, a special with a sky value to, okay, signifies the end of file. Done. So you can simply put a condition when if, okay, e of f is a well-defined, you can say, like we use null, capital null. Okay, your compiler recognize that it is equivalent to /0. E of f is also recognized by your compiler. Either you can give this or you can directly compare it with the 26. You know now, huh, that how characters are converted in this integer and so on. Okay? While reading from the file, when f gets c encounter the special character, instead of returning the character it has read, it returns the macro. This is a macro that we are going to learn in next in pre-process. Okay, whose value is defined -1. Okay, whenever you are this encounter a value 26, it automatically return e of f and whose value is -1. Done, bache? And in similar manner, if you want to write something in your file, okay, if you want to write something in your file, you can use this pointer. Sorry, this function f put c. Okay, now there are two you want to write and the file. Okay, actually in the file, in the normal file, actually c operates on a file in a very very old manner. Okay, so we have a two different pointer. Let's say Harshita is writing a file, Harshita. Okay, and she left here. Okay, so now there are two pointer. One is read pointer. Read pointer is here. A write pointer where Harshita left. By default, this happens. Okay, done. So where you want to put this character, so you need to specify that pointer location, and that is done by the file data file kind of structure pointer. Then finally, after reading and writing, there is a closing of the file. Okay, so once we close the file, we can no longer read the data using getC unless we reopen it. Okay, on closing the file, the buffer associated with the file is removed from memory. Okay, so now what I told you, the file is present on your disk. We have just copied the buffer in the RAM like APS CSC. So once you ask this, all this buffer is removed from the memory, from the buffer. Okay, when we close this file using fclose, again further three operations are performed. The first operation is the character in buffer would be written to the file on the disk. Okay, so it is not only that you are going to open this file for reading purpose only. You are also going to open this for writing purpose. So let's say original data was APS in file, and you have written a new data here, APS CSC. Okay. Now the character in the buffer would be written on the file. So these are the extra character which are written on the buffer. So first every operation is written on the buffer. Okay. So as soon as you command that, okay, close this. So what the compiler does, it first store this data to here. So it copy the data, all the data from this, and in the end of file, automatically this is the responsibility of fclose. While closing the file, at the end of file, it insert your a sky value 26. E of f is inserted at the end. The buffer would be eliminated from the memory. So these are the three steps which happen in the closing of a file. Done, bache? Clear? Okay. So if you okay. I was preparing some notes for Python, so I have encountered one very interesting problem that is also there, but the use of F and F, because we use buffer. Okay, you try just one thing. Try to open any file in Python. Okay, it will show you. Let's say it will show you APSCS. Close that file and retry to open that particular file. It will not show you anything. Why is it so? Is a reopening of a same file in a Python is not allowed? The reason is, once you have opened a file, the reading cursor of a file is now at the end, and the close function of Python do not set it to the initial position. So to reopen the file, first you need to set your file.seek pointer to the 0, and then you can reopen that particular file. Then it will again show you this. Okay, so this is also that's what I'm telling you, that there are two kind of pointers, so you need to adjust those pointers. So we will have also these things in C, but in, you can say, in advanced file topics. Okay, so for your NSEM, this is what you are going to get. Only 4 function: f open function, get C, put C, and f close function. Okay, bache, done. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now today we are going to start with another small topic, recursion. Okay, it's not copied. Copy. There. Okay, so you may get a program like that, huh? So very simple program from the file. Write a program to count the number of characters in a file. So you need to write a program. So there is an exceptional check in there. You can apply all those things. Okay. Just wait, huh? Close this and okay. Yes. Is this recursion is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
G?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I'm writing here, is my screen is blinking?
No, sir.
No, no? Very good. So we are going to continue this topic in this. Okay. Okay. So let's start with the overview of recursion. Okay. So what is recursion? Yes. How many of you know what is recursion? Yes. Tell me. That is a simple, huh? You can speak up. Very good. Aditya. Yes. Good, good. कोई एक बोलो यार.
Sir, when function call itself to make problem shorter.
Very good. Very good. When function call, when function calls itself to make problem shorter. Okay. तो अब मैं यहाँ पर लिख रहा हूँ जो कीवर्ड बच्चे ने बोला है, problem shorter. Okay. Function call itself. ठीक है जी? Yes. So yesterday, from last 2 or 3 days, I was having a viva of a design and analysis of algorithm. Okay, and the students were of 6th semester, and the basic question which I asked, and almost 75% class was unable to answer that question, is what are the benefits and drawbacks of recursion? Okay, so please pay attention. Okay, yes, and so function call itself, problem becomes shorter. Anyone wants to add something here? Yes. That's all you know about recursion?
Acts
Sir,
as a loop.
Okay, so let's say,
should
repeat, बच्चे.
सर वो कॉल स्टोर होती रहती है जब वो फंक्शन अपना वर्क कंप्लीट नहीं करते टर्मिनेट नहीं करते.
Sir,
Voice
it has
is
a
lagging.
base case.
Base case, very good. Good. Base case होता है हमारे पास कुछ. Then we have a terminating case. Okay. Okay. चलो, let's start. Okay, what will be the output of this program? Yes.
Infinite recursion.
Infinite. Okay.
Infinite.
Infinite infinite time. Okay, so this is a very simple term is the function calling itself. Okay, so to understand recursion, first we must understand what is recursion. Okay, so we are going to study what is recursion. Okay, so basically recursion is a smart way, okay, to solving a problem in a smaller. Okay, so the best way of a small problem is solving a smaller version and then of a exact same problem first. Okay, let's say if I say let's say you don't know about the sorting. Okay, मैंने बोल दिया आपको कि we have a bubble sort. ओ यार sort से याद आया, परमवीर ने कुछ sort पूछा था ना, मैं भूल गया वो फिर. Then bubble sort, we have a, let's say, selection sort, we have a insertion sort, we have a merge sort, we have a heap sort, we have a counting sort. Okay, I ask you to apply this on the data of 1 million. 1 million. Done. So what you don't know about these sorts. So what, and I ask you to, okay, which one is best? So what you are going to do? You are going to run all these algorithm on the size of 10. ओके एंड आप देखोगे कि ओके जो सबसे बढ़िया परफॉर्म कर रही है, यू आर गोइंग टू यूज दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग ऑन द बिगर वर्जन. सो दैट इज द सेम थिंग. You can say for the understanding, recursion is a technique that solves a problem by smalling a smaller problem of the same type. So we are not shortening the problem. We are just trying cases by which we can solve that particular problem. Okay, smaller problem. Okay. It is a programming technique that defines, that helps to describe in defining and specifying thing, a way of designing solution to a problem. Okay, let's say I'm an interviewer after your fourth semester and like after your fourth year or in final year. Okay, and I ask you to write up number of factorial, calculate a factorial. Let's say Aditya is going to write in a simple iterative way. Okay, the simple approach using for loop, and Abhinandan is going to write in a recursive way. Okay, so whom I'm going to select, Aditya or Abhinandan, if I have only one vacancy? Okay, I'm going to select Abhinandan. Why? Okay, because recursion is another way of describing, thinking about the solution. So if you can think from a traditional iterative way, so you can you have a good logical ability as compared to the guy who is solving it as a simple iterative way. So basics of recursion, there are two cases. First is base case, second is make progress case, or you can say recursive case. Base case is known as the terminating condition. You are here, no? Do we have any base case here?
No, sir.
No. So this recursion is going to be infinite. So every recursion may be infinite unless you provide a base case. Okay. So base case can be any condition or any smaller problem whose solution you know. So you can say, okay, up to base case, I'm going to use recursion, and there will always at least one case that can be solved without recursion. So where we can terminate our recursion. Okay, and make progress. Any recursive call must make progress towards the base case. Okay, so let's say, okay, let's take a very basic example. Let's say you want to, yes, chalo. I'm going to take help from your class. Okay, I want to calculate the factorial of 5. How we calculate? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That's all. Yes. And what is the factorial of 1?
1.
1.
What is the
1.
factorial of 0?
1.
1. These two may act as a base case. Okay. Chalo. I'm going to write a simple program. So this is the main function here. From here, I'm just calling a function. Now I want to write the fact function. Yes. What is the return type of fact? What it will return?
Integer.
Integer. What is the type of argument?
Int.
Integer.
Integer.
Yes. Now help me to write our code in recursive form. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to multiply n, h, you can say h, with the h minus 1. So from where I want to calculate x minus 1. So I want something like this, n into factorial of x minus 1. Yes, यही चाहिए ना मुझे. Sorry, not n, huh? H. And then it further call 3 and so on. So what is this? This is my recursive case or base case?
Recursive case.
Recursive.
Case.
Yes, this is my recursive case. Okay, so how would I write my base case?
X is 0 or 1, then return 1.
If h is equal to let's say 1. And
Return 1.
return 1. Else, yes, else return h into fact h minus. Okay, guys. So very good, huh? If you understand this, that is very good. Otherwise, this is your base case, and this is your recursive case. So let's quickly do it, huh? Here, huh? I know. Okay. So what will happen when I call 5? Yes, when I call 5. Now I have called already fact 5. From where I have called this function? ये function call कहाँ से हुआ है बच्चे?
Main function.
From main function से. Now what is happening inside fact? I'm going to check 5 is equal to 1. False. But yes, what it is going to do?
5 into fact 4.
Yes, 5 into fact 4. So actually in this function, we are doing 5 into fact 4. So fact 4, what I am doing here, I am calling this function. So what is happening in this function? Fact 4 में क्या होगा?
4 into fact 3.
Okay. 3 into fact 2 and finally 2 into fact 1. Yes. Now let's have a look. Okay. Now we reach at the terminating case. Yes. When you execute this fact 1, what it is going to return?
1.
1. Where it is going to return that 1? To the place of this particular thing, na? So it is going to return 1 from the place of this. Okay. And yes, this is the part inside what? ये पूरा part किसके अंदर था बच्चे? Inside the fact 2 now we have a condition, this full condition. Now we know the solution for fact 1. Now it is going to solve this 2 into 1. Yes. Now this thing is going to be replaced with, yes, 2 into 1. It is going to return 2 into 1. Okay. So yes, this is the calculations of the, what? Factorial 3. Factorial 3 के अंदर ये call थी. So now what factorial 3 is going to be replaced by? 6. 24. And finally 5 into 24, 120. Where this function is going to return 120? Where this function is going to return 120
Main function.
to the main function, na? Because the main basically we have made a call from main, na? So it is going to return 120 here, and it is going to be stored in R, and we are going to see the result. So that's what happened inside the recursion. Okay, बच्चे? Done?
सर यहाँ पे दो बार रिटर्न यूज करके सर ये रिकर्जन करे सर, एक बार यूज करके भी सेम कर सकते थे.
ओके, आप एक बार यूज करके कैसे करोगे बच्चे?
सर मतलब
your final your these function calls बच्चे, your fact 5, fact 4, fact 3, they are only going to return something, na? But they are not going to return here.
नहीं सर, अगर सिर्फ एक ही बार रिटर्न यूज करना हो
कैसे करेंगे? Okay, चलो, yes, we can do. Yes, tell me. Yes, we can do. But how?
सर, if x is not equal to 1, तब ये वाला लगा देंगे, मतलब कोई एक वेरिएबल ले लेंगे जिसमें x into factorial.
Yes.
And then if x equal to 1 return कर देंगे value.
And after this, you can finally use return t. Yes, you can do this. Okay, it's up to you, but the recursion format is going to be there. Done. So similarly, we can have a program for Fibonacci series. I'm not going to do all the programs in the class. Finally, another wonderful program. I encourage you guys to please make these program using recursion. Reverse an integer using recursion. Sum of n natural number using recursion. Another very good program. Okay, so these all programs seems very easy, huh? When you want to make these programs in iterative way, but they require like a special kind of thinking when you want to convert a particular program. Even this is a very simple program. Sum of n natural number. Okay, if I ask you to do the sum of n number, okay, what will be your terminating condition? Can anyone tell me?
If n equal 0, return 0.
Yes. Okay, so you are going to do it in a like you are going to start from n, and then you are doing n plus some n minus 1 until it is not equal to 0. ठीक है बच्चे? Done. So and we okay. If I ask you to make a power function, you know power function, na? I want to calculate y power x, and x is let's say 2 and y is let's say 3. What will be the answer? 9. So simply I want 3 into 3 now. That's what I want. I just want to multiply 3 2 times now. Yes or no? Yes. Am I audible here?
Yes, sir.
G. Okay. So this is the basic recursion that you need to know how to convert all these programs in recursion. Okay. So just try all these programs. I'm going to share this notes with you. Okay. So first, it's your honesty. I can't do anything. Okay. It's your honesty. First, try to make this program by yourself, and then you can see the solution. Solution is given there. Done. So the types of recursion, doesn't matter you are going to study this topic in the next semester, but I will give you an overview of the different types of the recursion. Okay, done. And these are extra things that we are studying. And yes, These are the more problems, especially which I have added, some very good problems. And I encourage you guys to please solve these problems by yourself. I have not given the proper, I have given some solution, yes. Okay, so if I ask you to make to find the combination, okay, you know what is n, how you will calculate nck? This is equal to n factorial over k factorial into n minus k factorial. Okay, now I have given you n and k, and I want you to find this thing, answer for this thing using recursion. Okay, and then we have algorithm. Okay, for what we use accurate algorithm? Yes.
GCD.
GCD.
To find GCD, yes, algorithm given much before our time. Okay, so to find GCD. So again, a very quite simple algorithm, but again, if you can solve all these algorithm using recursion, that would be nice. And all description of all the problem is given completely, and also the solution is given here. No need to worry. Okay, and there are some other problems like recursive binary tree. Okay, some good problems like write a program to represent an integer number in binary. Another very good problem. Write a program to represent a number n in base b. Okay, here we are saying कि एक number है 17, उसे binary में convert करो using recursion. That you can do. Okay, but in this problem I am saying that we have a number, let's say 17, and I am also telling you the base, that in which base I want to convert it. I want to convert it to binary, I want to convert it to octal, I want to convert it to hexadecimal. So these are some very good problem listed, and digital root problem of false sequences. Okay, so there are a number of problems. I have made this note for the data structure student for the third semester. Okay, so it's up to you how these are the extra things. So for those students who really want to put some extra, I know that one of that. Okay, so that's all for the syllabus that is going to be for NSEM, and in the next week we are going to cover few interesting topics that are extra but good for your knowledge, and for being a CSE student, you need to know about these things. So there are some doubt. I don't know who asked that, but for the full class I'm going to ask do one thing. So first doubt is doubt was, I don't know who asked this. So if you are there, please say hello. Okay. So why can't we make a member of structure static? Yes. Who asked this question? Okay. So the reason that why can't we make a member of structure static? Because whenever we make a member static, okay, this variable is automatically made up initialized as a global variable. Doesn't matter if you have declared it inside a function, it is treated as a global variable. What do you mean by global variable? Yes. What do you mean by a global variable?
Its scope will exist throughout the program.
Yes, true. Its scope will exist throughout the program. So let's say you have declared a member of structure static. Wait. Structure CSE. You have made this thing static, int I, and this is a simple float f. And you have created, let's say, so this is your structure, and inside you have created a variable of structure CSE C1. Yes, so this structure member is going to have this structure variable is going to have two member. One is I, another is f. And what is the scope of this variable? Scope क्या होगा इस variable का बच्चा?
Local
You
domain.
want to ask? Okay. Anmol for. Anmol, am I audible? Yes, Anmol. Bharat Bansal.
Yes, sir.
Bharat, what will be the scope of this variable C1?
सर स्क्रीन ब्लैक दिख रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाना. सर इसका ग्लोबल
Yes.
स्कोप होगा.
It's a global scope होगा. Very good. Bharat said global scope cherry. Cherry is not there. Garv. Okay. Gunita. Oh, very good. Himansh. Yes. Okay, so I'm assuming that okay, 100 students are sleeping or not there. So what will be this? This is only local, okay? But when you declare this as a static, so the member of this has a scope. So how this possible that two members of a same structure, one is going to have a local scope and another is going to have a global scope. So to avoid this confusion, these static members are not allowed. Okay, that is the first justification. Second, okay, and the question was asked, I don't know why. So what will happen here? Yes, is it allowed? Okay, it will show you an error. Two members in a union is not allowed, but will it show you an error here? Yes.
No.
No, sir.
No. And what about now? 3.4.
Yes, sir. Error.
Okay. In this, again, I'm saying this is a compiler dependent issue. This is a compiler dependent issue. Some compilers won't give any error here because they are thinking that in union, they are using the same memory location. Okay, so they are updating it. But on the other hand, the old GCC Linux based compiler will throw you an error. So this is a compiler dependent problem, but you can't initialize both the variable at the same time in a union. So that's all, guys. Thank you for your attention. Okay, I'm
Thank you, sir.
not going to mark today's attendance. Huh?
Sir, and sir,
No one is.
excuse me, sir.
Ji sir, ji bache, yes. So no attendance
Sir,
for today. You can leave. And those who have doubt, they can stay. Yes, Rinku.
Sir, in the previous class, sir, I have asked about, sir, that size of character A and size of string A. In
Yes,
GCC, it was
yes.
4,2.
Rinku, yes. Ji. Rinku, actually, the question that appeared in a quiz, है ना? The size of A and size of A in single quote and A in double quote, huh? So
Yes, sir.
actually, according to what we have studied, the answer would be 1 and 2. I have also seen some justification, like some students are getting 4, 1, na? 4, 1 or 4, 2. Some students are getting that input also. Okay, so why you are getting 4? So can you tell me? I have seen a justification from number of good resources, and the reason is that some compilers are directly giving the size of a string value, the string value which is stored in memory. So to store the string value, if you have not specified inside a character variable, it is going to use an integer. So that's why it is returning 4 into. Okay, but for our quiz that we have covered in quiz, okay, that we have covered in quiz, answer uska 1 or 2 hui, like what we have studied in class. According to that, answer is 1, 2, and those who have marked 1, 2 will get marks. Otherwise, no one will get marks.
सर और जो
Okay?
स्ट्रिंग, सर जो डबल कोट्स में स्ट्रिंग था सर, जैसे वो भी 2 रिटर्न कर रहा है, तो सर 2 भी इंटीजर है, तो उसकी स्काई वैल्यू रिटर्न होती फिर?
नहीं, अस्थाई वैल्यू नहीं बच्चे, अस्थाई
नहीं
वैल्यू नहीं,
मतलब
डबल
वो भी
कोट्स।
वो इंटीजर है ना सर, वो भी
नहीं, डबल कोट्स में कुछ भी लिखोगे वो उसे एज अ स्ट्रिंग मानेगा। सिंगल कोट में कुछ कंपाइलर्स में उसे एज अ स्टाई वैल्यू ले रहा है और कुछ में एज अ कैरेक्टर ले रहा है। बट डबल कोट्स में वट एवर यू आर गोइंग टू राइट, इट इज गोइंग टू ट्रीट इट एज अ स्ट्रिंग। Okay, same rules बच्चे, these single quotes double quotes rules ना, same rules are applicable in Python, R, C++. Okay, all languages follow same rule.
सर साइज ऑफ में सर आर्गुमेंट का वो, आर्गुमेंट का वो क्या होता है सर, डेटा टाइप?
साइज ऑफ में
हाँ सर।
वेट मैं अभी बता देता हूँ तुझे, एग्जैक्ट बता देता हूँ साइज इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ। बच्चे यस, अगर किसी और को डाउट है यू कैन आस्क, अदरवाइज actually sir, type data type
sir.
बच्चे. A type is again a structure kind of data type where you can have any data type, any type, either it is a user defined or it is a by default inbuilt data type which you can specify. Okay,
मतलब सर जो डालेंगे वही आएगा?
बच्चे प्लीज रिपीट।
सर मतलब जिस टाइप का वेरिएबल डालेंगे उसी का डेटा टाइप आ जाएगा?
हाँ, मतलब जिस टाइप का आप वेरिएबल डालोगे उसका वेरिएबल आएगा, बट इट रिटर्न इंटीजर, उसकी जो आउटपुट है वो इंटीजर है।
यस,
ठीक है,
थैंक यू सर।
यस बच्चे, एनी अदर डाउट?
Sir, I had sent you my doubt.
No.
हर्षिता, वेयर बच्चे?
Sir, email.
Email. Okay, I will check. As I was I was busy, so I will check it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, Ranjan, why you are sending a photo? What is there? Yes, Ranjan.
Hello.
जी, yes.
सर वो स्क्रीन ही नहीं देखी सर, पूरी क्लास वो ब्लैक स्क्रीन ही देखी।
ओ यार रंजन,
कुछ समझ में नहीं आया।
I have recorded this lecture. You can just try to download the video, and then you will get the proper blackboard or whiteboard. Huh? No issues.
यस सर।
But I
सर
think
एक
it is
डाउट था
difficult
वो
to
सर
understand.
रिकर्जन।
Sorry.
सर मेरा कनेक्शन सर सही था सर, ब्लैक दिख रहा था, जैसे अभी आप कर रहे हैं तो ये आपके स्क्रीन पे जो ये अटेंडी का है वो दिख रहा था, लेकिन जब आप नोट्स खोल रहे थे तो सर ब्लैक आ जा रहा था।
ओके, चलो नेक्स्ट टाइम से मैं फिर वो दूसरे आई विल ट्राई टू यूज वन नोट फॉर विंडोज, जो दैट वी हैव यूज्ड प्रीवियसली। कोई इशू नहीं बच्चे, ठीक है।
सर एक डाउट था वो सर, रिकर्जन में सर, रिकर्जन से वो फैक्टोरियल अगर निकालते हैं सर नंबर का, सर 100 का निकालना होता है तो सर वो क्यों नहीं हो पाता रिकर्जन से सर?
Actually, that is due to the stack limit of your program that has been allocated by CPU. वो बच्चे exceed हो जाती है रंजन। बच्चे हम इसकी रिकर्जन की ड्रॉबैक्स एंड जो एडवांटेजेस हैं वी विल डिस्कस इन नेक्स्ट क्लास, ठीक है। जैसे ही रंजन आपका सीपीयू, आप अपना प्रोग्राम रन करते हो ना, आप अपना एक सीपीयू को एलोकेट दे, आपको एक मेमोरी एलोकेट करता है, एंड एवरी टाइम यू मेक अ रिकर्सिव कॉल, अ सेपरेट मेमोरी इज एलोकेटेड टू एवरी कॉल, every function is stored separately.
Yes.
So let's say 5 KB is taken by, अगर आप 5 KB के 100 functions कॉल कर रहे हो, ठीक है, तो अगर आपकी टोटल मेमोरी एलोकेटेड बाय सीपीयू इज लेस देन द टोटल, तो वो आपका प्रोग्राम टर्मिनेट हो जाएगा, इट वोंट कैलकुलेट फैक्टोरियल ऑफ 100। ओके,
यस।
दैट इज अ
तो
स्टैक
सर फिर इसका
ओवरफ्लो।
मतलब 100 का कैलकुलेशन करना होगा तो सर
तो आइटरेटिव वे,
सर तो फिर दूसरा कोई मेथड
आइटरेटिव में सिंपल लूप लगा दो।
सर उससे भी वो टाइम लिमिट एग्जिट वो एक्सीड हो
उसमें
जाता
पता
है
क्या
सर,
होगा, उसमें टाइम इट मे
टीएलई
टेक,
आता है सर उससे।
बट वो उसके साथ टर्मिनेट नहीं होगा। ठीक है, एक इस ये जो प्रॉब्लम मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, इफ यू वांट टू स्टडी मोर यू कैन सर्च स्टैक ओवरफ्लो प्रॉब्लम इन सी। ओके,
यस सर, ओके
ठीक है बच्चे। हाँ,
थैंक
यस,
यू
एनी
सर।
अदर? ओके बच्चे, ओके बच्चे, सो देन आई एम लीविंग, थैंक यू।